Hello,
Hi.
welcome back. My
Hi.
name is Jane, and I might do videos to do with lifestyle, weight loss, and just general life really. On this video, I'm going to be showing you going through doing my laundry after we've been on a 10-day holiday to Morocco. We had a really good time in Morocco. We needed the break. It's been a stressful year. It's been a stressful period in our lives. So, for context, I started working last August. My job can be stressful, and a shift working was not. I'm not complaining about the job itself. It's just a new pattern of working. I was a student before going to uni Monday to Friday, so this has been a change in my way of working, in how I balance my life, and also how my family has adjusted as well. On top of that, we're in the middle of selling our house and buying another one. So we're trying to move houses, and this has involved taking mortgage, having a deposit, and figuring out. Looking for houses is really stressful. I find it very stressful. You go see a house that kind of looks nice, but it's in the wrong area, or you go to the right area and you cannot find a proper house, or you go to a house that potentially could be it, but it needs too much work. And I really don't want to go into the point of doing a lot of work in a house when I already have a stressful lifestyle. Anyway, all that to say, we really needed to get away and we needed to do this holiday. So we went to Morocco and we had a really good time. So I was born in Kenya, and uh, Kenya is about the same level of economic development as Morocco. Morocco is has a little bit more of a GDP, higher GDP than Kenya. But there's a few differences that I noticed. Like obviously the weather. The weather could be the same like in Kenya that period at that time of the year. Kenya has both hot seasons and rainy season, and in June it can be almost like England in early spring where it's wet all month and the temperatures are like not very nice. They're like 14 and they complain very hard about that. Anyway, Morocco was hot. It's near the desert. We were in Marrakesh. It was really lovely. A few things that I saw was like the actual people, the citizens were very nice people. Um, the few we got to talk to, there's a language barrier. Obviously, they speak Arabic and French, and a few people speak English. I don't speak any other language. I do speak Swahili and English and my mother tongue, but only English is transferable to Morocco. Uh, the only issue was really the airport with the police. Is like they speak English, but for some reason they choose not to, and so they will speak in the Arabic or French amongst themselves, and while they're looking at you, scanning your passport, not interacting with you. It's one of those situations, if you allow yourself to get into a panic or get nervous, it can get really out of hand. And so when we go in, my husband, I was holding my child, just, that's how we do it. My husband carries the passport, I control the child, and I was holding the child, and my husband was carrying the three passport and the three boarding passes. And this person who've got a lot of authority, no uniform, we've got no idea who he is, but we know he's got a lot of authority, just splits us up. And I'm like, can I get my passport? Because he split my husband to be alone and me and my child. But me and my child haven't got a passport or a boarding pass. And I was like, can I have the boarding pass and the passport? And he was really against that. And I'm like, what am I going to the immigration officer for without a passport and a boarding pass? It doesn't make sense. He can clearly see my husband is holding three passports. And so that was the first issue. There was some friction there. I just listened to the guy and I was giving my husband the looks. And then when we got to the counter, the officer tells my husband to give us the two passport because he must have seen he's got three passports. He doesn't need three passports for one person. And so he gave it to us, and my husband is processed, but they don't tell you where to go. They just go like, go. And then my husband waited at the back, which is what he does when we've been split up before, when we're coming into UK, and he's waiting for me to get through. And this policeman, who is the immigration officer, got really annoyed with my husband and had these like very angry gestures towards my husband. speaking in Arabic. My husband doesn't speak Arabic. They've been speaking in English a minute ago. Why can't you just carry on with her? And so that was the start of our holiday, and we got processed through no issues. I mean, I would have preferred my husband to process everything because that's how we do it. But maybe there's a cultural element where women look after the children. I don't know. But this whole idea of being split up at the airport when you're going in did not work for me. And we got back in, we got out, going to Morocco. It was fine. We never had any other issues with the policemen or with people, generally speaking, taxi. Everything was good. The food was a bit boring because it was the same food each and every day, and we were a bit worried about going outside the hotel to eat because we were not quite sure whether we didn't want to get what is it called? Food poisoning. So we just ate the food in the hotel, but it did get a little bit, well, it did get boring really quick. And then later on discovered we could have gone to private restaurant within the hotel. So we did that for 2 days. That was really good. We did get the opportunity to go to the Atlas Mountain and go to the Berber house, which was really, really eye-opening to see how these traditional Moroccan Berber people do live. That was quite nice. We were offered mint tea, and once again we said no because we were not sure where the water was from, and we did not want to get food poisoning. And my husband actually did get food poisoning towards the end of the holiday, and he had really bad diarrhea. But we didn't want to spoil our holiday, so we just decided to be rude. It was not in the intention, but we had to protect ourselves. And then we went to the Atlas Mountain where we were able to go up it was more of cascades than a waterfall, and it was really good. And you could pay a local guide to get you up there, and we were not going to pay the guide. I mean, it is a waterfall, it's not going to be hidden. We can follow the river and get to it, which we did. And it was probably a good idea to do that because we went at our own pace. These guides were walking so fast, and these wet rocks, and people were falling, and these rocks everywhere. It's crowded. And I was like, no, I want to go at my own pace, and when I'm ready to stop, I will stop. We actually did not get to the very top bit where they were taking everybody, and because with a 9-year-old, we chose safety, and we were fine with that. And then we walked very casually down. And so I don't know how much people were paying for the guides, but it was really not necessary to pay for the guides because by the end of the day, it's a river. There's only one way up and one way down. And it gets you right into the town bait where you need to be. So that was Morocco. Anyway, came back. On the way back, we had the same issue with the immigration police again. My issue being, once again, being split up, but also it almost felt like there was an element of intimidation there. I just refused to buy to it. So my husband and my child were processed really quick. So 2 passports were processed within a minute. They were scanned, they were gone. And then I was left by myself. And it what felt like 5 minutes. These guys scanned my passport 4 or 5 times. And then they started having a chat with the fellow police officer in Arabic. And I was just facing away, kind of I can see what's happening in my peripheral vision, but I am refusing to be nervous about it, and I'm refusing to get into a panic attack. And I never asked them any question. I just let them carry on with what they were doing. I just refused to be intimidated by them. And then after scanning my passport 5 times, asking to take my picture like 4 or 5 times, then he passed me over to the other policeman, and the other policeman processed me within a minute. So I was there for a long time. I never said anything, never asked any question. I knew I just needed to get out. I figured if they want to tell me something, they will use a language I understand, like English, because we had already had the conversation in English. And so that was that. And then I was very happy to get out of the airport environment from Marrakesh. But the actual Morocco was beautiful once you're outside the airport. Anyway, back into my reality. I have a sea of laundry to do, and luckily there's been a few dry days, and so have been able to get on top of this washing. But this is just a huge mountain. It's been 10 days of washing when on holiday, and so need to catch up on this. And then we came back actually the Thursday before Easter Friday, so we had the whole weekend off to sort this out, and then getting back to work on the Tuesday. So I was quite happy that I had some time off between the holiday and going back to work, because to be honest, I was quite exhausted. It was hot in Morocco, and even though I was born in Kenya, I somehow don't do very well with so much heat. So that's what happened with Morocco. And so in here, you on this video, I hope you've been watching me go through doing the washing, sorting out the washing into piles. I had tried to sort the washing into piles when we were on holiday. It just did not work out because we were living in a suitcase. Sorting it into piles and then getting the loads of washing. We had loads of washing to do, to be honest. I lost count of how many. And because it was dry outside, the clothes were getting dry so quickly, and then I had to fold them away and put them away, as well as figuring out the clothes to put away for the move. So at this point we had 1 month to the move. When I'm doing this voiceover, it's currently 1st of May, and we still have not got a definite date for when we're moving. The suggested date is end of May, but it's not in stone. So it's trying to sort out the washing and compress, reduce the amount of clothes we have out ready for the move, because I don't want to be packing all my clothes on the moving day. So that's what's been happening in this video. So you will see me washing clothes out on the line, as well as folding clothes away. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do enjoy this kind of content, please do consider subscribing to my content, to my channel, as well as commenting, and let me know how you keep on top of your household. Keep it clean, because as you can see, it's an explosion in here. It's quite dirty, and there's no use sugarcoating. And if you think somebody who might benefit from it, also please do share, and please do watch to the end of the video. It really helps my small channel to grow. Thank you, and have a good week ahead.